What's the difference between startup mentality and corporate mentality? So recently I had an old friend of mine that came up to me and asked me to invest in a company that he wanted to start. He says, here's the idea, here's what I want to do. He set up the meeting. I didn't know what the meeting was about. And he says, I'd like you to invest into my company. I said, okay, tell me what it is. I just wanted to hear that first. He says, And he says, can we raise the money? I said, money's never the difficult thing to raise. He says, well, I'd like to have a $5,000 minimum salary on a monthly basis, and that'll be great. I can help grow the company. And I said, I want to talk to you about a very simple concept about business. There is a big difference between startup mentality and corporate mentality. Most people who are only in the corporate world, they don't understand the startup mentality because there's a complete different mindset and a mentality. But let me kind of give it to you in the simplest way on what that means. You see, I have babysat another kid before in the past, and maybe you have as well. The great thing about babysitting is what? You have the baby with you for 3 hours, you get paid $15 an hour, you make $45. And then what do you do at the end? You hand the baby over to the parents, right? You had them for 3 hours and you hand it back. That's corporate mentality because I'm working a few hours, I make, I leave, I'm good. Startup mentality, it's your own baby. And you know what it is to have a newborn baby for some of you that are parents. We have 2 babies under the age of 2 years old. And believe me, our family is purely startup right now because there is no such thing as this. They wake you up 3-4 times at night and they're not only 9 hours, 9 to 5, they're 24/7 is what they are. So when you think about the difference between startup mentality and corporate mentality is a limited number of hours on what you do. If you go out there and say, I only work 9 to 5 and this is all I'm going to do, you are limited to how much you can grow. Startup mentality is 24/7. When you're running a business and you really want to make it in business, so many people want to make it in business, but they really don't want to do the things that it takes to run it and make it in business. It's an ongoing thing when you're running your own business. Now, you may not be in your business hours working with your business, but your mind is thinking about how to grow your business. Just like your kid may not be with you, but as a parent, you are a parent for how many hours a day? 24/7 you're a parent, right? You're always thinking about your kids. You know what I'm talking about as a parent. You can't ever take that mind off. So parenting is purely startup mentality. And for some that say, I don't know how to make a business work. If you're a parent, I promise you, you know how to make a business work because it's a similar mindset of a startup mentality. Now, for some that I speak to some friends and they say, I don't ever want to have kids. I understand it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Diapers are expensive. Sleep is valuable for some, and you are not going to get a lot of it when you have newborn babies. But I'm going to tell you something here. That's a little bit different to think about. There's a big difference between a baby you're babysitting hugs you and gives you a kiss versus your kid hugs you and gives you a kiss and tells you, Mommy, I love you. Daddy, I love you. That's, you know what I mean? It's priceless. Can't put a price tag on it. And there's a difference when you just go in there and just put a regular price and you make your $15 an hour. You know that's the cap. There's a difference between that, right? But there's a difference also in business when you run like a startup mentality and the fruits of your labor are delayed 3, 5, 10 years. And when they do come, they come. When the fruits start coming, the finances start coming, you start seeing the results, but you're not saying, I got to make my $3,000 or $5,000 a month. Corporate mentality, you are limited. Startup mentality, unlimited love forever. With a little bit of pain, sometimes a lot of pain, but unlimited love. Now, some of you guys may say, well, I have a job. Are you telling me to quit my job? No. The people that end up becoming CEOs of companies, they were employees, but they ran their job like a startup mentality. So this is not about jobs versus employees versus entrepreneurs. An employee could have a startup mentality, and typically they end up becoming the president and the CEOs of the company, the CFOs of the company, the COOs of the company, because they don't have a set of hours they're running with. It's my message of the week to you, and please be sure to share the video if you like the content and subscribe to this channel.